Wait. I said it once, I'll say it again. Before you buy a book on a trending list, watch this video. Hi, I'm Mikey, and this is Comics by the Cover. If you're new to the channel, I first want to say thank you. I appreciate you being able to find me through the algorithm. That is YouTube. If you are returning to the channel, I want to say thank you. You're super awesome. I appreciate you very much. And if you're looking to be on that super awesome list too, you can go ahead and hit this little subscribe button. And if you're new to the channel, you too can be super awesome. And I will like you that much more. With that said, in this video, what we do every week, ComicTom releases his top 10 list of trending books based off the Key Collector's trending 20 list. I am a subscriber to Key Collector, so I get that list early on Thursdays. And what I do is, starting Thursdays, I start to pull my Instagram and ask people if they feel that these books are something that they are interested in wanting to buy or they're wanting to pass on. I only highlight in this video the top 10. If you are interested in wanting to see how the other books pulled on the list, you can visit my Instagram, and there is a little highlight there which says polls for that given week that you may be interested in. So now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and get this list started. Coming in at number 10, we have Taskmaster number 3. As you can see, this is a pass for a lot of people, with 75% of people saying pass on this, with only 25% of the people saying buy. I will point out that I did neglect something that I found out after the fact of posting this, is that Taskmaster number 3 is actually the, not only is it a 1 in 25 variant, is actually the first appearance of Taegoki. He's Korean, but Taegoki is the representation of the Korean flag on him and his chest. And so he is a new Korean character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe with a 1 in 25 variant, which would make sense why this issue would spike. As you know, Marvel is having a bigger push with the Asian characters. I mentioned last week with the New Agents of Atlas trending that you're starting to see some more push for these Asian characters. It's something that the Marvel Universe wants to do and embrace. So I would not be surprised, in addition to seeing the New Agents of Atlas, White Fox that I mentioned last week, you may see a further push with characters like Cindy Moon and so forth. So with that said, going on to number 9. In number 9 spot, we have Young Avengers, polling at 67% of people said that it's something they're interested in buying, with 33% passing. Interestingly enough, this book actually came up last week as well, and it polled exactly the same. So this again is the first appearance of Tommy Shepard, who is one of the two twin boys from Wanda Maximoff and the WandaVision television series. Tommy Shepard does go on to be Speed, while Billy goes on to be Wiccan. If you are interested in Wiccan, you may have an interest in his first appearance. Well, that appears in Young Avengers number 1. It's a little bit more pricier of a book, so now you can see why number 10 tends to hit the trending list more often than number 1, because number 1 is a little bit more of a pricier book. It also gives you the first appearance of Hulkling, who is Wiccan's love interest in the comic series. So you might be asking yourself, well, is that something that's really of important notice? Is that something that they're going to highlight, bring up in the character's history? Yeah, I believe so. If you watch WandaVision, you may have noticed in the background right here that there was a little rainbow flag that was colored there. And I think that is a direct nod to the fact that Wiccan is a gay character, and I would expect that that's something they probably will explore. You might not see Hulkling's appearance probably until Secret Invasion. It's probably based on how I think Marvel's probably going to introduce the character into the series. And that'll kind of round out our Young Avengers grouping there. But there might be another character I think that might be of interest if you're wanting to go down this Young Avengers route for speculation, and that would be Novar, also known as Marvel Boy. Marvel Boy had a slight relationship with Hawkeye or Kate Bishop in the second Young Avengers series, if I recall. He's also played a pivotal role in the Secret Invasion storyline. So if you want to kind of go down that route, you can look at his first appearance here at Marvel Boy number 1. Moving on to number 8 on the list, we have Marvel Chillers number 1, Mordred the Mystic. This is his first appearance, and that's exactly why this book is trending. Actually, no, that's not. This book was trending because this is the first appearance of the Other, who is a manifestation of Catan. who was speculated on in a Very Gary video. I'm just going to link directly to the Very Gary video appear instead. But this is the first appearance of, again, Catan, who is the god of chaos. And as we know, Wanda is the mistress of chaos. And the theory goes that maybe there's a tie there, but we're going to save this. Spoiler alert, number 2 on the list. So again, as you can see, 64% of the people said they are going to pass on this book, with 36% of the people saying that it is something that they're interested in and they do want to buy. I actually bought this book a little while back because of the whole Catan thing. I was reading about some of the chaos stuff and WandaVision theories, and I saw someone selling this on eBay, or not on eBay, but on Instagram, and I was like, yeah, I want the book, and I bought it from him because I try to keep up with my speculation as well. Coming in at number 7 on the list, we have Uncanny XMen 221. No more to say about this. This is an awesome book. This is the first appearance of Mr. Sinister, who will be making an appearance on the MODOK TV show, which I don't know if it started yet, but I really want to watch it. I don't know what platform it's going to be on. Is it on Disney Plus, Hulu? I don't know. But as you can see, 92% of people polled said that they do want to buy this book. This is on their list, with only 8% of the people passing on this book. I will point out that if you are interested in Mr. Sinister, one of my personal favorite covers and his first cover appearance is XMen 239. I buy this book every time I see it. I probably own like 5 copies of this book, and I own 3 copies of Uncanny XMen 221. I am a huge fan of Mr. Sinister. I love the character. He's funny as hell. And I just can't get enough of him. I think he's just one of the greatest characters in the X series at the current moment. So that's all we have to say about Uncanny X-Men number 221, and that brings us on to number 6 on our list. So coming in at number 6 on the list, we have Mortal Hulk number 43. This is a controversy issue, and that's why it made the list this week. This has accusations of anti-Semitism. I'll post a picture right here for you. The jewelry store is misspelt, leaving out a certain letter from it, causing an anti-Semitic quality about it. So this book was spiked in sales as a result, because people were like, oh, it's a book that's being recalled, and they wanted to get their hands on it. As you can see, though, 71% of the people polled said this is something they're going to pass on, with only 30%, about 29% rather, saying that it's something that they are interested in buying. I will point out in the ComicTom video, they mentioned X-Men Gold number 1 right here as a controversy issue, which it had some controversy, but that was malicious. That was intentional. They put into the book. But there's another book I want to bring up, which is Wolverine 131. This has a slur word as well in it, which also caused some controversy and also caused a recall on the book. And if you look at the sales of X-Men Gold, it's been averaging about $5, but this book doesn't do much better. It's definitely a book that has a little bit of piqued interest, but overall it's not going to give you a wide return. So if this is something you did not pick up, I would not recommend probably picking it up, because odds are these controversy books seldom have high spikes in them unless they are of historical nature, and it's something that appears on the cover that might be of interest to someone from a historical perspective. But outside of that, most times these controversial books, they go nowhere. So it's just a fun book to have in your collection if that's your jam. I have this because I subscribed to Immortal Hulk recently, so but if I didn't have it, it's probably not something I would have sought out. I've only been subscribed to Immortal Hulk because it's one of my accidental collections, as I put it. I get Immortal Hulk all the time, either in mystery packs or unboxings and things like that. And so, or like the Walmart packs had a lot of them in there. So I had so many of them, and it just made me frustrated. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to collect this series, and I will fill in the holes as I see fit. Coming in at number 5 on the list, we have a independent title from Scout Comics. This is Forever Maps. This actually sounds like a really cool story, I'll be honest. So in this story, it's about a guy who gets a map, and then that map leads him to another map, which leads him to another map, which leads him to another map. And in the process of going on this journey, he doesn't age. So I think it's a really cool story, but as you can see, only 27% of people said that this is something that they want to buy, with 73% of something that they will pass on. I think that this is one of those situations that the reason why the pass rate might be so high is because it's an unknown story, and it's from an independent title, so you can't necessarily have a lot of following from it. I think depending on how this show portrays out, it could be something that you may want to revisit, because it sounds just like a really cool story. I don't think it's going to have a long-term play on it for value. It's just one of those books that might peak out at like $20, I would say, as an interest on it. But outside of that, most people are going to pass on this book, and I'm in no rush to get it. So if it's something you might be interested in, this is one of those books that I say wait it out, because odds are if this is just now getting development news, it's going to drop significantly before it spikes back up when the trailer or some sort of additional promotional gets released for the story. So again, this is a pass. Coming out number 4, same story, Voice in the Dark. This is a 79% of people, almost 80% of people said that they're going to pass on this book, with only 21% said that's something they're interested in buying. If you like horror stories, this is definitely something that might be your jam. Something you might be interested in. If it is something that is just now coming on your radar and you think you might be interested in, again, this is one of those ones where these don't usually have long-term play on them. So sit it out for a little bit, let the heat kind of die off of it, and then just put it on your radar to pick it up later if you're interested in the story. Otherwise, if you just want to read it, just download the digital copy version of it. I'm sure you can do that. Number 3 is Cover. So this actually came on my radar a couple weeks ago, where someone was talking about this book, and I was like, oh, that sounds like a really interesting story. So basically, this guy's a comic book artist, and he gets hired by like the CIA, and his primary job winds up being his cover to investigate these crimes, because he can go through these cons and do all this thing. This is going to be an animated series, so that's not going to give it a lot of weight, I would say, for long-term play. I think it's a cool story. As you can see, 41% of people said that it's something they do want to buy, with 59% passing. So this is kind of one of those middle-of-the-road books. Again, it's something that I would say, if you're interested in it, wait it out a little bit. Wait for these eBay hype to die down. Don't buy it in the next week or two, because it's going to be at its hottest. Give it about 3-4 months, and this book will more than likely cool down significantly to make it something more affordable to buy. Because again, this is just starting the development phase. This book, when that happens, these books drop significantly. And again, if you want to follow up on these books 6 months, I can't encourage enough. Go check out JP's Budget Collecting. He does this wonderful 6-month follow-up video to all these books, and he's a fantastic guy, it seems like, on the show. I don't know him personally. But cover number 1, if there's any reason you should buy this book, in my opinion, is David Mack. David Mack is killing it in my mind. Like, he is like one of my top artists right now. I just love everything he does. But I'm a big fan of these watercolor type paintings. That's the only reason why Peach Momoko was something I was interested in. I just like these watercolor type paintings. With that said, going on to number 2. Number 2 on the list brings us to Avengers number 186. As you can see, 82% of people said that they're going to buy. Significantly different than the Marvel chillers, with only 18% of the people passing. Same tie-in. This is the first appearance of Chthon, his first full appearance, and he does possess Wanda, which is the reason why a lot of people feel like, oh, well, maybe he is the main baddie in WandaVision, and yeah, very well could be. Just to kind of bring this into some other, and then he also possessed Quicksilver at one point as well, but he's actually possessed several people throughout the stories. If it's something you are interested in, Chthon is the god of chaos. That's another reason why. So he's the god of chaos. She does chaos magic. So pretty much all chaos magic comes from him, and so that's why there's this strong belief that he might be the big bad in the WandaVision television series. I also would note that if that's something that you want to kind of go down this route of this chaos magic and magic in general, I would recommend that you might want to look at getting the first appearance of Darkhold, which is the book of magic that is mentioned in the Marvel universe. This has a lot of play. It actually made an appearance or pages of it made an appearance in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Story on TV. So, that might be a fun little book to pick up as well. The other thing is there's been some other characters that have made the WandaVision spec of who the big bad is. Obviously Mephisto. Then there's also Master Pandemonium, right here in West Coast Avengers #4. You also have some other characters that are speculated or tied to WandaVision. A lot of people feel that Adam Brashear in the Adam and the Legend of Blue Marvel might make an appearance as the engineer that was mentioned in there. He was on the list, as you can see. With that, he pulled at 58% of people said that is a book they want to buy. That book was trending on the 20 as well, so that's why I'm bringing this up. So that again is tied not only to the WandaVision spec, but also to Falcon Winter Soldier spec. So that's why that book was trending. I'm going to tell you, I was going to make a video of this, but I was like, I don't want to do it. So I'm just going to do my spoiler here. My WandaVision spec is it's Space Phantoms. I know it sounds crazy, but I just don't think Marvel wants to blow its load on a strong villain in a TV series. That's just my theory. That's why I say that it is probably Space Phantoms. That is the source of this. There's a couple reasons why. If you're not familiar, Space Phantoms, they are these little characters from Limboverse. I can't remember what their planet was called, but they can take the form of people of the past. So people that are especially tied to or stuck in limbo. Quicksilver, I'm looking at you, mister. So I think a Space Phantom is taking control of his brother, and I know there's a funny little reason why I say this too, because if you look at his hair in there, yes, it is very Quicksilver. Yes, I agree there, but it is also very Space Phantom. And the other reason why I say Space Phantom is because the population of the town was 3,892 or 3,982, something like that. And so I was going to make a video just picking some random thing in the WandaVision series and making bad spec, and then I started doing this, and I was like, man, this is just actually pretty good. But 3, Silver Surfer #3, Mephisto, right? Hey. 9, Avengers #9, hey, who is that? Or Wonder Man right there. He's tied to WandaVision. Issue 8, Kang, aka Immortus. Put it in the picture there. Issue number 2. Who's number 2? Avengers #2. Who appears in Avengers #2? Space Phantoms. Space Phantoms actually have a tie to not only to being able to possess people, but in the run in Avengers 106 through 107 or so, Space Phantoms teamed up with Grim Reaper. Hey, putting this together, and they also teamed up with Immortus in West Coast Avengers. And who's Immortus? Kang. So if we're just gonna throw out spec out there, I'm just gonna put that out there in the universe. My spec is that the people that are behind the WandaVision are Space Phantoms. Call me crazy. Finally, that brings us into #1 on our list, and this is a big one. So coming in at #1, we have Micronauts #8. This started trending because of Newbie Comics and his gang of people. Shoot, I should have wrote down their names, and I'm bad about that, but I'm going to post them all here for you. But his little crew did a video. They had some spoiler leaks, which comictom pointed out in the video. Do spoilers ruin books? Yeah, I mean, they can, but, I still enjoy the ride personally. We all knew the people were going to die in Rogue One, but I still enjoy the movie. Spoiler. So anyways, this was trending because they had some panels released where it's mentioned about Captain Universe, and this is Captain Universe's first appearance. So yeah, why shouldn't this book trend, right? Except for one problem in my mind, and that is Captain Universe isn't necessarily a person. He actually has been several people throughout history. In Marvel Spotlight #9, he possessed that guy's son. I will say Marvel Spotlight 9 might be a slightly better pick because we do already know when you're looking at King in Black, that Mr. E was retconned for the King of Black storyline, and Captain Universe does appear in this issue as well. The second Captain Universe appears in as well. Captain Universe, the third one, appears here in Marvel Spotlight number 10 because these Marvel Spotlight storylines for this period were reintroducing the Captain Universe or the Unipower abilities of the Enigma Force into like giving everybody a shot at it, and that's what these stories is. So you get the fourth Captain Universe in issue number 11 of Marvel Spotlight. On top of that, the last person to carry the Enigma Force is Tamara DeVoe. Tamara DeVoe. She's the last carrier of the Unipower, and her first appearance appears in Avengers number 1, 2013. So, you know, if they're going to summon or call back this character, you have to ask yourself, okay, well, which one would you want to bank on? Do you want to bank on the first mention of the Unipower, or do you want to bank on the specific character? If you aren't familiar with the first Captain Universe, if you read Marvel Spotlight number 9, the father, he became ill, he has a heart attack. He does get better at the end, spoiler, but his son takes on the power temporarily, and that kind of establishes the Unipower as being kind of this everywhere. And most notably, the person who possessed the power, the Unipower, was Spider-Man. Spider-Man possessed it in issue Spectacular Spider-Man number 158. I actually posted about this on my Instagram. That you know, would Donny Cates write that Spider-Man getting the Unipower again and using that to defeat him? Because in that, and I only posted that because, you know, I read Silver Surfer Black, and if you read Silver Surfer Black, you know, there's a lot about the God of Light stuff and the fact that, you know, Silver Surfer was this light that comes to this planet that unleashes him and all this stuff. But then also, like, if you look at Spider-Man's new suit, I was like, that feels very Captain Universe-y to me. The colors do, the blue and the white and the stuff and the little rounded eyes. So that's why I posted about it. And plus, I read Marvel Spotlight number 9 right before the King of Black came out, and that just kind of felt like, yeah, it's definitely Captain Universe who's God of Light, without a doubt. But the question is, which one would you want to invest your money into? If you want to put your money into number 8, it is going for pricey amounts right now, and once the storyline is up, King of Black, you might be stuck sitting on that book. Think about that. Another book that trended on the list from the top 20 was Micronauts number 1, which is another King of Black spec. This ties closer to the Enigma Force as being the sole primary driver for this, and it kind of gives it a little bit more openness to it. I would not be surprised. Oh, actually, I think in their video they showed the Enigma Force taking control of Eddie Brock. So, you know, those are your thoughts. You know, like I said, a lot of people have possessed the Unipower. If you're not familiar with it, it comes at times of need. And it possesses an individual who then can assist during this time of need and carry you out. So that is the list. With that said, as always, I appreciate you watching. You're the best. And what do we like to say? Bye!